Washington and the nation reacting after President Biden named D.C. Court of Appeals Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson as his pick to replace Justice Stephen Breyer on the U.S. Supreme Court.
Hello?
Judge Jackson?
Yes.
This is Joe Biden. How are you?
I am wonderful. How are you, Mr. President?
Well, you're going to be more wonderful. I'd like you to go to the Supreme Court. How about that?
Sir, I would be so honored.
Well, I'm honored to nominate you.
I am just so overwhelmed.
Well, you deserve it.
The president informing Judge Jackson of his decision over the phone before introducing her during a press conference on Friday. And joining us now to talk about this nomination is Dr. Laura McNeil. She's a lecturer at Columbia University. Thanks so much for being here. And I want to start with just a little bit about her background and her approach to the law based on her record.
Yes, and so she has a pretty traditional background. She's done federal clerkships. We know she's Justice Breyer's former clerk. Something that makes her unique, though, is she would be the first Supreme Court justice, if confirmed, that's actually been a public defender, a federal public defender. And so that would be an interesting mix. Now, Thurgood Marshall was a public defender, but not a federal public defender. She also worked at the law firm. She served 2 terms on the U.S. Sentencing Commission, which might bode her well. And, you know, the challenge with her, to be quite honest, is because she's only been on the Court of Appeals since this past June, there's not really a body of research to really assess, to try to determine what her real and authentic legal philosophy is.
But some Republicans already giving a little pushback. Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri saying, quote, "When Judge Jackson appeared last year before the Judiciary Committee, I was troubled by aspects of her record, including her record on crime and criminal justice. I will be thoroughly reviewing Judge Jackson's record from top to bottom and look forward to speaking with her." And as you said, she has this background as a federal public defender. Does that help or hurt her?
It depends. If you're on the side of the GOP, it hurts her. If you're on the Democratic side, it helps her. These confirmations are always messy. They're always highly political. And so really it's going to be up to her to convince the senators to vote for her, meaning that she is indeed the best candidate for the job. With respect to her criminal justice history, because she has been a federal public defender, it might raise concerns regarding whether she might be too lenient in instances dealing with criminal justice. She does have an interesting background. Her uncle was a former Miami police chief. She had another uncle who was sentenced to life in prison for drug-related crime. So, you know, that's 2 very different parallel worlds in terms of our criminal justice system. But she will be vetted just like any candidate based on her record, which in this case will be based on those lower federal court decisions.
Wow, that is fascinating. Definitely a diverse background there. And President Biden, of course, keeping his promise to nominate a Black woman to the court. This is kind of ironic, though, given that the current court and the makeup has declared it unconstitutional to use race as a criteria in affirmative action cases.
Yes, you know, it's interesting. I thought that, to be honest, I was surprised when I found out that President Biden had made this commitment to the South Carolina senator, or Representative Clyburn. I was shocked, to be quite honest, but I think that he's trying to make an effort to diversify the court. I think the way that he's going about it is going to be challenged both for the history books and at this Senate hearing. But if you take race out of this and just look at Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson's actual qualifications, she's definitely qualified. I mean, a Harvard grad, again, having the judicial experience she has, being on the D.C. Court of Appeals. But there are a lot of people qualified. What these hearings are meant to do is determine if she's the best person for the job. And so that, again, is something that we'll be finding out relatively quickly.
Well, this is making history. Dr. Laura McNeil, thank you. Appreciate you being here.
Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.